Alright folks, coming to you not quite live today on a Easter Sunday. Actually, the governor has declared he'll be tracking the license plate of anybody that goes to church today, which is making this dream come true. Or starting to turn out like it ought to be. Today I'm in a spot. Been raining all last night, so I haven't checked my old spots. I'm going to let those sit for about 3 days. Let this rain kind of let some new ones come up and grow. Haven't found anything yet. Don't like the spot so far. There was a rocky outcropping over there. There was like a big log right over here behind me. Can't find anything behind those. This place is pretty much a lot of maples, oaks. It's like a strip of land. They had like a little drive-in where you could park, but they put like a mound of dirt over it. Didn't see any no trespassing signs, so if they're just going to use a mound of dirt, I'm not going to count that. This does, however, look like a place where you might find ginseng or yellow root. I haven't really researched yellow root. I just heard this old guy talk about it one time. He was telling me about this 6-foot tall ginseng plants. Or, you know, about marijuana. I think he said ginseng at the top of this mountain. He said you could only get there by helicopter. I think he's probably full of shit. But I'll show you what ginseng looks like. It kind of looks like this. It's kind of a plant here. Although it doesn't have a woody stem. That's got a woody stem, so that's not ginseng. It also has little red berries on it. Or this plant right here. This looks a lot like ginseng. If you played arcade, you know ginseng is super valuable. Once again, this is a coyote active area, as everywhere is. So we got a jawbone right there. I just noticed up here on this stump. This is actually really close to where I work. There's a bone right there. So I'm looking for cedar trees. I'm not seeing none. So I have really low expectations for this area. Might not turn out to be anything. Okay. Remember what I said about how mushrooms like elevation changes and transition zones and stuff? See all these rocky outcroppings here? This is the kind it probably doesn't like, because mycelium has to grow along the floor of the earth. If it runs into rocks like this, this is a natural boundary where it can't pass. So, probably not going to find anything in this crap. If it's all like this, I'm assuming this, I'm kind of on a cliff. So, it's probably all a bunch of rocks that are messing with the potential for fungus to grow along it. Ooh. And I'm dead. I thought I might have heard a deer right over in there. So I got my camera rolling just in case. It's getting rough. And I hear it starting to rain again. That's not good. If I go left over here, there's a field with a fence. It's like a little area that's not got any wood. I can just run back to my car. If it starts pouring rain, which I feel like it may do, this may be the end of, well, no, there's going to be more mushrooms in my old spots after this rain. But this may be the end of me finding new locations. So I went this morning. There's one spot near my house, but it's near where the guys that shoot the AR-15s live. They had a bunch of private property signs. Looked pretty spooks. There was one spot that looked like it had some mushroom potential, but pretty dangerous to sneak into there. A lot of mayaples. There could be some shrooms in here, but probably only a patch of mycelium big enough to support maybe 5. I don't see much more than that before it runs into a rock. These little outcroppings are just where erosion has scraped away the dirt, so you can. What the heck? A boot heel in the middle of nowhere. Just, why? Why is there a boot heel right here? Had nails in it too, like the old type of boots where you had to have a cobbler nail them. It might be an antique. Yeah, I think it might be time to head back. I'm gonna be getting pretty wet. Alright guys, take two again. I don't remember when the last video I made was. I know I got rained out. It was pretty much a fail. Today's probably going to be similar. I swear I heard talking just now. So I'm back at the national park where I found all the ones I found last year. I found like 6 or 7. And I haven't found any this year. But I came pretty early. Now it should be, it's like late April. Probably actually, who the fuck's texting me in a national park right now? I shouldn't even have reception. Anyway, I'm looking around these dead, fallen cedars. There's another one right over here I'm going to look at. Not really expecting much today. Kind of late in the year now. Plus there's a lot of people out here looking. I can see tracks where people pulled off the side of the road to look for them. And it's also notorious snake country out here. You can't tell, the wind is really whipping these trees around. It's like a lot of clattering sounds, like they could drop limbs on me or something at any time. A lot of danger involved today, not a lot of high expectations, but if we find a big patch of shrooms, that would be real great. This is probably going to be the last video I make on this cell phone. I mean, unless it's like a situational thing. I know it hasn't been the best quality, but one of my longtime subscribers, Kai Bellick, that's why his old cat. What is that doing here? He donated me a GoPro 7 Hero, so I'm going to do an unboxing of that. Figure out how to charge it. I don't know if it's got to have like extra batteries, because he gave me like a memory card with it. It's like 128 gigs. And that's like way too much card. I'm not going to use that much video. The battery would die out way before the card would fill up. So I'm probably going to get another card, or another battery. And I also need to get a chest rig and a hat. There's a bunch of accessory packs you can get for like 20 bucks. It's got like a ton of shit in it. Look how much bark is falling off these trees. Like there's not even room for mushrooms to grow in this bark. Alright, so here's some pictures I took when I was in the national park. I found these little mounds of stones that look like they could be Indian burial cairns or something. Like, I started pulling the rocks away on this one just to see if there's any Indian skeleton underneath, but couldn't find anything. Didn't look like it was natural at all. There were like several of these. Here's like another one. Here's like one with a tree that fell on it. And they were like real close to each other, like almost on a line, like a graveyard sort of. And I actually found a couple of mushrooms really close to them, which I was surprised because there were so many rocks in the area. This was right on, like, you kind of go past the woods and there's like a cliff where the sun could hit. Didn't really look like a mushroomy area, but I found 2 anyway. And then, if you guys have ever played arcades, you know the value of Thunderstruck Tree. I saw this thing, like at the distance. I walked up to it and it's like a lightning hit tree that I guess burned up. Here's a really long picture I took with the whole thing in the frame. That's kind of what it looks like in the game. You find a thunderstruck tree because you need those to make like your ships and important stuff out of. And then here's a tree I found that had a nice little elbow in it you could sit on like a chair.